Hello and welcome to the Ilene Silverman Show. I'm your host Ilene, and on this week's program, our guests from the Star Center Theater provide a sneak peek into the 2023-24 season of youth and adult performances, an overview of the many programs and partnerships that bring performances to our community, and how you can encourage others to sparkle and shine. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. I am delighted to introduce my guest, Rhonda Wilson, founding executive artistic director of the Star Center Theater and a very good friend.
Thank you, Eileen.
And Rhonda, I'm happy to welcome you back. We've done many shows along many years about the Star Center. So congratulations on this being your 24th year.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here again with you because you were there at the beginning.
That is right. I can remember your small little building, like one room on Waldo Road.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
but you've always had the same vision.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have worked towards that. And please share with us, what was your impetus to start this in the first place?
What drove me to start it is because I always loved the arts and I loved performing even as a kid. But even during that time on television or around the neighborhood, you never saw anybody that looked like me professionally on stage or in the movies or on television regularly. So I came to Gainesville as a student, and then I was working with the housing authority with these kids, and it still was bothering me that these kids, and they were mostly African-American children with talent abound. And I said that they didn't have a place to
nowhere to channel that.
Nowhere to channel
it. Or to even realize that they had talent.
Correct. That it could be channeled in a certain way. So we were putting on a little production with the UF was helping them put this production on, and I was there. And I said, I need to start something. So I
You had no funding.
No money.
No money.
But I was going to start it anyway. Just a vision and a hope that somebody would be touched by that.
Well, it has happened. I mean, you probably don't even know how many people over these many years you have changed their life, touched them, enriched them through arts education. I know that you have something you always say, that you allow every kid, every child to sparkle and shine.
Yes,
and isn't that what we want for ourselves, for our kids, for this community?
In every area of life.
To achieve.
And whether that's on the stage or in a job, whatever it is, you want them to be successful, whether it's at school, and even kids that are involved in the arts do better at school, or they're happier because they've been able to do something else.
Right, and it's a whole mindset, working together. Now, of course, it takes a lot of people at the Star Center to make this happen, I know. And you've got a whole crew, and this beautiful building with a stage, you've enhanced it. I enjoy attending and seeing everyone sparkle and shine. But so how many people are backstage that work with you, like a staff that
Well, regularly, probably about 7 or 8 that are regular. Directors, technicians, producers, costumers. So we have those people, and then we have volunteers in and out depending on the production.
Right. Okay. And then you have a full season now. You started with the kids.
Yes, ma'am.
And what you taught me, junior productions, which are scaled for youth actors.
Yes.
Now you've taken it another step forward. So what are you doing with adults now?
Well, we have a full season of adult shows, so we do things that are more geared towards adult performers because, like me, I'm an adult and I wanted them to
still want to perform.
So I figured there has to be people out there like me that want to perform. And there are several stages in Gainesville, but still, I was still missing that. Where can I, as an African American female, perform and be fulfilled? So I say I'm going to make that possible for somebody else.
Yes. Create it yourself because you know it's missing from the community. And it's sometimes, unless somebody tells you it's missing, you have to step back and go, hey, you're right. we need to change this. And that is another reason that this community should and does, but we want more to climb on board supporting
Yes, that would be
the
great.
Star Center, because it takes everything to pull this together and get your season out the door, and to look out there and see that the community is sitting in those seats to support you in many different ways is important.
Yes, ma'am. And I pride myself because we have a diverse group of people.
You do.
Because I think it's important that we learn to work together, whether we're from different cultures, from different economic backgrounds,
Exactly.
whatever. So you learn it's a level playing field for everybody, and you meet people that you wouldn't otherwise meet at school or at your job. But these people come together at the theater, and
Yes.
we form a family, and they could be different from different backgrounds, and that's okay. And we teach ourselves about other people, and they learn from you as well.
And that enriches all of us.
It takes away the fear and builds respect for other people.
It does, those bridges. So very important. Thank you, Rhonda. We're going to take a quick break.
Thank you.
Certainly. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about the Star Center Theater, and I'm pleased to introduce my guest, Ramona Jackson, president of their board of directors. And Ramona, I'm so pleased you're joining us, and I've enjoyed the few times I've gotten to know you. I congratulate you on leading the board once again in this special 24th year as you head to that 25th anniversary. And I want to compliment you on what a wonderful vocalist you are. You sang at an event where I attended with my husband Harvey, and you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I love to sing. I used to tell people if I can sing instead of talk, I would do that.
I understand. Well, you were wonderful to listen to. And so ever since I realized you were part of the Star Center, then it kind of made sense to me. You sing, and the arts is an important part of your life. But tell us a little about yourself, and then what drew you to the Star Center.
I have been writing since 6th grade. My teachers used to call me a budding Gwendolyn Brooks. I love
good.
writing. I think that was the way that I escaped and really expressed myself. I became a playwright. So I've written 3 plays. So I've always loved arts, theater. I think it's the only child syndrome, watching TV. But I've written 3 plays, and I actually debuted my first one at PK Young back in 2011.
Oh, this is good
so
information.
It was really good, and I've also written 3 books. So it's always been in my blood.
Yes.
So I had the fortunate opportunity of being introduced to Ms. Rhonda, and we were talking about, getting some things together, and she said, you know what? She said, I have Aretha that's coming up. Would you like to direct it? And that just opened the door.
That was it for you.
Yes, I was able to direct Aretha, direct The Bodyguard, and then I was given the opportunity, presented with the opportunity to be the president of the board, and it was right down my alley,
No, I can see. It all just fits in.
Yes, it's a passion.
And I know you're continuing to write. So tell us about the play that you've written that has been performed. I have to get it right. Who's in the Box?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Tell us about it.
That is a play that is in conjunction with one community, and we have so much gun violence going on with our youth, and sometimes the best way to get to your message across is by either music or some form of art, because you can send a message and it'll be openly received. So I met with the community leaders, and they wanted to do something that was just totally different. They wanted art to imitate life. And they figured that if we presented something on stage where peers can see their peers speaking about something and offering them options, that might be able to do a small part in making a big difference. So that's how Who's in a Box came into fruition. And we've been able to touch over 1,000 youth with that one performance.
That's exceptional. Is it still ongoing?
It is now. We're about to debut part 2. So we're in the
Oh,
process of
okay.
presenting it back on stage with Life After the Box. So we're looking forward to even spreading the message even further.
All right. And how can we find out about that?
We're going to have it on our website and on our Facebook page. So we're going to have
perfect.
more details about that.
Okay, I know. And the Star Center has such an excellent website.
Yes.
Easy to navigate. And so take me back now to being on the board and being president. How many board members do you have?
We actually have about 4 active.
Okay, that's good.
Having a board is going to be very important because they support the vision. Ms. Rhonda has an extreme vision on trying to carry the theater into the community, and it's our part as a board to help make sure that vision comes to pass. So we try to work closely with her, find out what's going on, and try to support and also bring awareness to the theater. We still have a lot of people that don't know that gym is there.
I know. No matter how much you try to spread the word and get the message out, there are those people who say, "What? Haven't heard of this?"
Exactly.
So you have to keep repeating things.
Exactly.
I understand.
Yes.
Now you have such a beautiful home to bring the audience to, and watch all the performers, adult and youth, shine and sparkle.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, and that's why we're pleased to help get the word out. But it's wonderful to have that backup of people for Rhonda carrying it forward, so that she has people believing in her that are working towards making this happen.
Yeah.
And I know you have a whole season coming up. We're going to talk more about that. I just want to say, Ramona, it's wonderful to have this chance to get to know you.
Thank you.
And look forward to more times to chat with you in the future. And congratulations on all you're achieving for our community.
Thank you, and thank you for what you're doing for the Star. We greatly appreciate you.
Well,
Thank you.
I thank you very much. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back talking about the Star Center, and I'm pleased to introduce Angie Terrell, Public Relations Officer, and welcome back, Rhonda Wilson.
Thank you.
And well, I'm glad you're both here to lead us through the season. We're already starting out with 2023, and I just attended the wonderful performance of The Color Purple, and then there's a lot more ahead. So Angie, tell us about the youth performances that are coming up.
Absolutely. They have a stellar performance chart going from now until the end of the season. And of course, you just witnessed our youth doing The Color Purple,
Yes.
which we're very proud of them. And then next on their schedule will be Annie. And that's
choice.
yes, and that's for November. And from there, we move on to in February, we will do Beauty and the Beast.
Now this is part of a whole partnership that you have with UFPA,
Yes.
the Star Center, which is been going on a few years. So tell us,
been
that
going
is quite important.
That's quite important because it gives us a greater horizon and a more broader perspective of people that we can share with, as well as
Exactly.
students that we can train for the performance stage.
And the awesome opportunity to be on that stage.
Yes. And so as we move forward with that, that will take place in February.
Okay.
And the way it's set up is we will bus in students all over Alachua County that morning. And we've had as many as 1,000 students. And then that evening, we welcome the public and the community for that show.
Excellent. And now this also involves the Caring and Sharing School. How does
Caring
that-
and Sharing Learning School.
Right.
Back a few years back, maybe around 2016, 2017, we decided to partner with Caring and Sharing Learning School because they wanted more opportunities for their kids to engage in the arts. So they started a program at their school and they partnered with us. And the rest is history.
Right. And then it's all morphed into something bigger and bigger.
Yes, it is. And we're proud of that partnership as well.
It fulfills Rhonda's vision, certainly.
does.
Yes. Arts education enriching us all.
Right. And then as we move into March, we will be doing, what's the name of the show?
Legally Blonde.
Yes, Legally Blonde. We'll do Legally Blonde then, and then we will end the season with Finding Nemo.
Oh.
Finding Nemo, and that will involve a lot of the younger kids as well as
Perfect.
the older youth, and that will be also be at the UF Performing Arts Center.
Outstanding, a great finale to the season.
Yes.
And of course, we have now the adults performing
yes.
also.
So we want opportunities for them as well. Our next show comes up in November. It's 8-track music of the 70s.
Yes.
Yes, followed by Annie Warbucks, which is the sequel to Annie, which was very intentional after she's
Perfect.
adopted by Daddy Warbucks. Then next year, beginning of the year, Crowns, which is the story of black women and their hats.
Oh, that's going to be good.
What those hats mean. Followed by a new play called Boulevard of Bold Dreams, which tells the story of Hattie McDaniel the night that she won the Oscar, and how she had to sit in the lounge instead of going and sitting with the rest of the audience members in the...
Where she was not welcomed.
Right, correct.
What year would that have been? Or sorry.
I don't know.
We'll
sure
just
what
wait
year.
and go to the
We'll
show.
Come see the show.
Okay, but I've often heard.
Yes, and
Heard of that.
she was the first black female to win the Oscar,
The
but she
Oscar,
couldn't
right.
sit in the same space.
Understand? We can kind of guess those years.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's why the Star Center's here. And then the next show after that would be the Carole King musical,
Yes.
which tells the story of course, the songwriter Carole King and singer Carole King. That's going to be great. Came off Broadway, won lots of awards.
Right.
And then
I hear the music in my head
Yes.
right now.
And the last show of the season is Leap of Faith, which is what this is a leap of faith, and it's a comedy, a musical comedy that follows this traveling preacher. So that should be pretty fun.
Oh, so it's a good season.
Yes,
Youth,
a mix.
adults, and best of all, we, the audience, can go to the website, buy our tickets.
That's right.
And visit you at the Star.
Correct.
As you call your theater, because
Star.
everybody there is a star.
That's right.
Yes, and that's kind of the purpose. You've got such a great schedule, you really do. I congratulate you
Well, thank you.
both. It takes a lot of work to pull it all together.
Thank you.
Yes,
Certainly.
lots of work.
Yes, and we're going to take another quick break.
Right.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back discussing the Star Center with Angie and Rhonda. A wonderful season ahead, but okay, what does it take to to pull all this together, each show, to get it there at the Star?
Well, aside from having the manpower and the volunteers, it takes dollars.
Exactly.
And dollars mean sponsorships, fundraisers, and people continuing to support with their dollars.
Which we can do going to your website.
Going to the website, there's ways to donate. Coming to a show, if you see, you can donate in person, or see someone and say, ask them about a star you want to give end of the year, so we can give.
Yes, because you have different levels, different opportunities.
And speaking of sponsorships, as you know, we gave this to you.
Yes.
Because at our gala, we wanted to recognize some of our sponsors, and we sincerely thank you for being one.
Thank you.
Basically, what you can do is, as Rhonda has already said, you can go to our website. You can contact us via email,
Right.
and we will have that contact information for you. And they're all. You can be a seasoned donor. You can give monthly. You can give as little as $5. The money goes toward scholarships, toward youth programs, toward our Spirit of Soul development, for our future endeavors with the youth and with Spirit of Soul. And sponsorships are one of our major ways
Yes.
of finding funding for Star Center
That's
Theater.
Correct.
Nobody's ever really turned away. Everyone has their
Everybody
chance
has a place.
to
Everybody
sparkle
has
and
a chance.
shine.
Yes,
Yes,
And
ma'am.
thank you. The Ilene Silverman Show is very proud of that. I appreciate it and
Right.
all that you're doing. And speaking of all that you're doing, what about the summer program?
The summer programs are valuable and a vital part of our youth.
Right.
And every
Pretty
summer,
comprehensive.
for the past maybe 12 or 13 years or more, we've had a summer camp program. And in this summer camp program, it's very involved. We provided at least 10 different areas where kids can sparkle and shine, from piano to violin, African drumming, theater production, recital,
Right.
all of those kind of
Voice, all
things.
the-
And that is a 3-week camp. And then sometimes we specialize in kids who have more of a advanced placement into the theater. Then we do special things for them to identify where their
true talent.
true talents are.
Right. And not to mention New York.
Oh,
And how you
yes.
pulled off getting a lot of the Star
Yes,
Center
and
kids to
because
use
of-
there.
Yes.
Because of Rhonda's connections in
Yes.
New York, we've been going to New York now every other year for quite a while. And this summer for 2024, we'll be going again. And at that time,
awesome.
Rhonda connects them on Broadway to have theater classes. And we're even planning to do a production at the end of the theater classes.
And
So
on your
it's just
website, you can see the
you
kids
can see
taking
all of this.
classes. You can.
Yes.
Oh, it's so well. Rhonda herself, she won't sing her praises, but you and I, we all know
Yes.
that she has achieved many recognitions, many awards.
Yes, indeed.
And rightly so for all that she's done as a talent yourself, Rhonda, but for arts education to help everyone. And so there's a theme for this year's season. Share that with us.
The theme for this season 23-24 is embracing the soul. Find it in here.
Find it in here and let it come out and be shine and sparkle to everyone.
Yes.
To everyone.
Yes, that's kind of the mission, and I want to thank Ramona and the board of directors and
Yes.
everybody that sponsors and comes in and makes a difference, and to those of us who just come and sit in the seats and share the applause. It all really counts. And of course, Angie, you've done so many fine things in this community over the years. So to have Angie as part of the Star Center is just a wonderful opportunity because you're a leader with the youth. And for all those kids out there, who maybe thought they didn't have the chance, you have changed their lives.
Yeah, thank you. That's why we're here, and we're going to continue to do that. So,
And
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for having us.
It is our true pleasure. We
Thank you.
appreciate you. And I hope I will see you at the Star Center. I'm so glad you tuned in, and I hope you'll join us next time. Take care.